Namaste, everyone. I'm out here at Bronson Canyon, which is a park in Los Angeles right before the GSLR, just grounding and preparing for a big sensational event. Literally, in that magical sense of the word, sensational, engaging of all of your senses. So what I want to talk about now is a precursor of what I'm going to present at this convention. And it has to do with your mind and the environment. And there's this two-way connection. You obviously are aware that you're perceiving. And here's how it goes. You have the environment with all of its objects and sounds and colors and however you could qualify, the qualities of the environment that you could describe. And you pick them up with your body, with your physical organs, your eyes, your ears, your skin, maybe even some internal, if something pushed on you, or your pineal gland can see infrared. And so there's senses that maybe we haven't characterized yet. That's the word I was looking for earlier, characterized. But it's all physical. There's a physical interface of the body with the environment. And that's how we first pick up our information from the environment. Then it's translated into the language of the nervous system. It's upgraded. There's this gross energy of nature. Then there's this higher organized energy of the human. This is kind of my dissertation sort of language, so bear with me while I'm on that train of thought. Then it's translated, upgraded, transformed, however you want to think of it. It's transmuted. The information your body, your raw animal body, picks up from nature is transmuted into the language of your nervous system. And then it upgrades higher to the spine, and then the top of the spine is the brain. It is contextualized in this database of your brain, and then it's uploaded to the mind. Because the mind is free of the database. The mind has the potential to be in the database, be out of the database, forget the database, create a new database, access databases that you haven't experienced. So the mind has transcended the database of the brain. But then the reverse flow is also possible. You need to know this, and this is why it's relevant for the GSLR, which is a relationships conference, that in all relationships with nature, with yourself, with other people, it's two ways. You know this. It goes in both ways. But so the communication with nature would then thus go mind, brain, spine, nervous system, other, nerves and things, the body, into nature. And this is the direction of your communication. There's the direction of your listening, which is a receiving of energy. It could be through the ears, and or just the world is communicating to you. Or it can go out in the direction of your communication. But so let's take a step to the side, have a little story about something, and then we're going to jump back into it and wrap it up. I'm making the shorter video, so this will be less than 10 minutes guaranteed. Nature is a composite of energy. There's energies everywhere. There's sunlight, and there are different kinds of energy. It's very important to distinguish that it's different kinds. Sunlight is not tidal energy. The energy of rainwater is not the same thing as the energy of oil or gasoline. And the energy of a janitor, or let's not even say janitor, because janitors are cool. Let's say the energy of a homeless beggar is not the same energy of a CEO or whatever, a high status individual. Yeah, they're both human energy, but that's like saying that microwave is sunlight because they're both electromagnetic. No, they do different things. And so the energy of the world is this kind of interlayered mixture of energies that are fighting for survival. That's what Boltzmann said, is that the struggle for life is the struggle for free available energy. And so nature has a way of patterning and organizing. Patterns emerge to facilitate the upgrading of energy. It's like this striving for life. And this is just science. You go look up, it's called self-organization. Nature self-organizes, and the theory of emergy, which was my dissertation, was that there's a reason for that, and it's because XYZ. There's so many reasons I'm not going to get into right now. But so nature apparently does this thing where it organizes itself. It self-organizes to facilitate the upgrading of energy. Okay. Your body is also part of that. Humans are part of that. Cities, I like to think of cities as ecosystems. They're a unique emerging ecosystem like a coral reef, because cities are mostly concrete, which is, calcium. So cities are ecosystems. And there's all these kinds of energies. But there is a disturbance of the pattern of a city relative to the background pattern of nature that you and I, that our bodies and our nervous system is accustomed to. Our genetics are accustomed to certain patterns, and cities are not in those patterns. Cities are hypnotic because they break your pattern and then lead you down a certain way. That's what advertisement is leading you towards the buy or marketing or whatever, however they describe it. It's breaking your pattern, which is natural, your natural beingness, and leading you somewhere. So it's very important to be able to center and ground, as they say. Grounding, because the language, okay, so jumping back into the first topic, the nervous system, think of it as electricity. It's not, but it's useful to, conceive of it like electricity. That's how your nervous system communicates with the spine, and the spine with the brain, and the nervous system with the body. And so in electricity, or that came out weird, in like electrical, I don't know how to say it, electrical sciences or physics, or grounding is referring to the static charge that's in the atmosphere and bringing it to the ground. Okay, so it's transmuting, it's transforming that energy. I hope that ends. There it is. The electricity, which is a kind of force, is then stored in the ground or transformed into chemical potential energy. So it's that's grounding. So you're doing that with your nervous system. The yoga, when we talk about grounding, is taking this electrical potential that's in your nervous system, often in the form of maybe agitation, like restless leg syndrome, or just twitching, chewing. There's lots of patterns that the body has developed to facilitate, so that's kind of the second topic I was talking about. The patterns that you've developed in your muscle patterns, in your thinking patterns, in your breathing patterns, and all of the intermediary patterns, like the patterns of your endocrine system, the patterns of your digestive system, so many patterns, but they're layered because you're an ecosystem. These patterns have self-organized to facilitate your survival in the ecosystems that you are in. You need to ground because there's a raw power of nature that is seemingly bottomless. It's almost bottomless. The power of human is not. The power of human is limited. The power of nature is bottomless. Tap into the power of nature. But to do this, you need to bridge the connection between nature, your body, your nervous system, your spine, your brain, your mind. And then your mind, your brain, your spine, your nervous system, your body, and nature. And so this is a chain. It's a telecommunication, and the weak link defines the chain. The weak link is often the body nervous system. And then if there was a second weak link, it would be the mind. And so you got to work on the mind. But the nervous system and the body, that's where grounding occurs. That's where the electric rod sticks into the ground. And so what I'm going to teach these fellas and ladies, I'm sure many ladies will also show up for this at the GSLR conference, will be the techniques that I covered in a previous video, accessing the vagus nerve via the diaphragm. I'll probably cover Khechari Mudra, I'll show some pranayama, and we'll do a little listening meditation at the end, so I'll guide, which is very useful to be guided through that. I've guided through it so many times before it really stuck. So, and I'll link all those videos below. So those videos are free and available on my YouTube, but you gotta kind of follow and stay up with me because I produce so much that if you're not following me, you lose a lot of context. So keep up with it, at least skim, watch double speed if you have to, subscribe to the channel if you're just now coming to it, like the video please, and the Heart Seal comes out October 1st, so definitely check that out if you're interested in yoga therapy and meditation. I'll see you in the next one. Namaste.